Hello, hello, test. I guess that helps. Good evening, and welcome to the regular board meeting at 6:02 p.m. Let us stand in lieu of invocation. Let us all take a moment of silence to get our minds and our thoughts together for the work we must do today. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Our mission statement this evening is going to be read by the Colleton Adult Learning Center GED student.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The mission statement. Colleton County School District will prepare every student to graduate with a 21st century education to be globally competitive for their chosen college and/or career path. And I know I don't look like a typical adult learning student, but that is because they have broadened the horizons at CALP. And Mr. Horvath was kind enough to ask me to represent that group this evening. So, the Colleton Adult Learning Center empowers learners ages 17 through 21 and beyond to earn their South Carolina high school diploma and GED. This evening, I'd like to highlight another example of our commitment to lifelong learning, the Spanish Basics for District Staff program. Taught by our own Dr. Jofred Rosendo, this free class is helping 15 district employees enhance their skills while earning recertification credit. Our class is diverse. It is comprised of learners from teachers and administrators in both general and special education, social work, nursing, school counselors, school librarians, teacher effectiveness, as well as buildings and grounds. The knowledge that we are gaining, we hope to use to further reach and assist our multilingual families here in Colleton County. And we thank you for your continued support of all our learners.
Well, thank you very much for being here with us. It's wonderful. Now, if I can get my technology people to bring up our civility pledge. Our screens are not on. No. No.
We can see it from there, can't we?
Okay. Let's try. Is everybody put their glasses in today? All right.
I pledge to build a stronger and more effective school board by advocating for civil engagement, respecting others' narrative viewpoints, and finding solutions for the betterment of our school district. Everyone's eyes work well.
Thank you. All right, 1.6, approval of agenda. Do I have a motion?
Chair Nixon, I make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented this evening.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we accept the agenda as approved as we accept the agenda as written. All those in favor? I'm sorry, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposition? None, carries unanimously. Chairperson's report. Approval of the minutes for January 20, regular board meeting, January 27, special call board meeting, February 10, committee of the whole meeting.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the minutes that were presented to us to review for January 20th, January 27th, February 10th.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we approve the minutes from those three meetings. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Passes unanimously. Thank you. Now, 2.02, the SC SBA Annual Convention. Reminding you that we will be attending the convention this weekend. Looking forward to seeing you all there. And I want to remind everyone that our superintendent and her committee will be doing a presentation on Saturday at 2. Right? So hopefully we will all attend that meeting as well. The next item on my report, I'd like to introduce formally. We have with us this evening the superintendent-elect, Mr. Raymond Aldridge. Mr. Aldridge, please. On next Tuesday, the 24th, at 6 p.m., we will have a meet and greet here. So members of the community, members of the district that would like to come out and meet our superintendent-elect, we will be here for an hour and a half for us to sit and talk and chit and chat and meet. So hopefully we'll see you all there next Tuesday evening. And that concludes my report. Number 3, recognitions. Every member of Team Colleton works for kids and makes important contributions towards becoming a world-class school system. Superintendent Williams.
Testing. There we go. All right. I just want to say good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Thank you, Chair Nixon, and good evening to all of our board members. I would like to say good evening to our district level staff, our school level staff, all of our staff members, community members. Thank you so much for being here. And I would like to also welcome our superintendent-elect, Mr. Aldridge. He's been visiting in the district today, and he had a chance to meet with all of our department leads. He visited, was it last week or week before last? And we sat down, had very good conversations, so we just welcome you to the Colleton County School District. All right, it gives me great pleasure to recognize our students tonight. And every month we recognize either our students and our staff. So tonight we are recognizing our students, and we're going to start with Blackstreet Early Childhood Center, where our owls are. And we're going to ask Eli Fields, a kindergarten student at Blackstreet, to please come forward. Eli Fields. And before I forget, I'm going to ask Eli's parents if you would please stand at this time to be recognized as well. And also Eli's principal, Principal Pearson, if you would just wave your hand. And I'm going to read, Eli, what your principal submitted on your behalf. And it says, Eli is a wonderful class citizen. He always listens and follows the rules. Eli made lots of progress on the iReady Winter Diagnostic in both reading and math. Eli assists his teachers and his classmates whenever anything is needed. His smile lights up the room. Eli exemplifies what it means to be a Blackstreet owl. He is always spreading his wings and learning new things. Let's give Eli another round of applause. All right, now we're going to move to Bells Elementary School, and we would like to call Jonathan Britt. Jonathan Britt, first grade student at Bells Elementary. Ask Jonathan's parents to stand at this time if you're here. She's one of our staff members. And Ms. Ferguson is here taking your picture, Jonathan, and I'm going to read what she submitted on your behalf. And it reads, Jonathan Britt is an outstanding student at Bells Elementary who consistently demonstrates excellence in both academics and behavior. He approaches his learning with focus, determination, and a positive attitude, always striving to do his best in the classroom. Jonathan takes pride in his work, follows expectations, and shows respect to teachers and classmates alike. Let's give Jonathan another round of applause. All right, now we're going to move to Cottageville Elementary, where the Eagles soar. And we're going to ask Corvo Little, second grade student at Cottageville, to come forward. All right, Corvo's parents, if you're here, would you please stand while he's coming up? Are you in the audience? Okay, I don't see her. All right, Corvo, this is what your Principal Allen, submitted on your behalf. We are proud to recognize Corvo for going above and beyond through his tremendous growth and perseverance. Over time, Corvo has shown a remarkable improvement in his behavior and has made positive choices that reflect responsibility, respect, and determination. In addition to his behavioral growth, Corvo's grades have improved in all academic areas, showing his commitment to learning and his willingness to put in the hard work needed to succeed. He has taken ownership of his learning and continues to show progress both in and out of the classroom. Corvo's growth is something to celebrate, and we are incredibly proud of the effort, focus, and positive attitude he brings each day. Keep up the great work. Your hard work is paying off. Let's give Corvo another round of applause.
Ms. Williams is principal.
Principal just walked in the room.
Nice job.
Principal Allen. All right, now we're going to move to Forest Hills Elementary School, and we're going to call Saul Martinez, a 5th grade student at Forest Hills, to the front. Saul. Okay, he's not here. All right. All right, we're going to move on to Hendersonville Elementary School, and we're going to call Sky Ramirez, 1st grade student at Hendersonville. Sky Ramirez. Not here tonight. Well, let's give Sky a round of applause. All right, and I do see Principal Edwards here. She was here to support her student. All right, now we are going to Northside Elementary School, and we're going to ask Aliana Brown, 5th grade student at Northside, to come forward. And we're going to ask Aliana's parents to stand at this time. Here. All right, I am going to read what Principal Behe submitted, and I don't think Principal Behe is here. Okay, I'm going to read what she submitted on your behalf, Aliana. It says, Northside Elementary School would like to recommend Aliana Brown for the Above and Beyond Award. Aliana's teacher, Ms. Grant, shared that Aliana has consistently demonstrated performance and character that exceed expectations. She approaches her academic responsibilities with diligence and integrity and consistently shows initiative in her learning. Beyond her own work, she is respectful, dependable, and considerate of others, often offering support to her peers and contributing positively to the classroom environment. Her commitment to excellence, strong work ethic, and positive attitude exemplifies the qualities of an outstanding student and make her truly deserving of the Above and Beyond Award. Let's give Aliana Brown another round of applause. Next, we're going to move to Colleton County High School, and we're going to ask Hugo Ackerman, 11th grade student. Hugo Ackerman. Okay, Hugo's not here, but I know I saw Ms. Bodison here ready to support. Let's give Hugo a round of applause. Okay, And now we're going to move to Thunderbolt Career and Technology Center. We're going to ask Marissa Goet, 11th grade student. Melissa Goet. Here she is. Here she is. All right, we're going to ask Melissa's parents, if you're here, if you would please stand to be recognized at this time. Mr. Cubic? All right, don't see him. All right, so Marissa, this is what Mr. Cubic submitted on your behalf, okay? And it says, Marissa is currently enrolled in Intro to Veterinary Science and Farm Animal Production at TCTC. She is working on becoming an agricultural plant and animal systems completer. She also serves as vice president of the Colleton chapter of FFA. She is diligent in her schoolwork and demonstrates her leadership skills in the classroom as well as in her work-based learning experience at the Colleton County Animal Shelter. Let's give Marissa another round of applause. To say to all of our above and beyond students, great job. Keep up the great work. You are knocking it out the park. So what we want to do is we want to get a picture with you. So you're going to stay right there. And then we're going to let you go and shake our board members' hands. Okay?
And we're coming to see you for breakfast, right? FFA. Yeah. Congratulations. We'll see you for breakfast.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Good job.
All of that. Congratulations.
Good job.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
So proud of you. Thank you. Good job. Thank you.
All right, let's give our students another round of applause. Awesome job, awesome job. Now we're going to recognize a special group of students, and these students are in the Certified Nursing Assistant program, and these students have received, okay, I'll just wait. All right, these students have received their nursing assistant certification. They have passed everything that they need for that certification in their fall class. And we want to recognize all of those students and their instructors at this time. So I'm going to call up Zion Bowman to come forward, please. Not here. Sharika Brown, Sarah Cobbs, Alicia Creel, Alexa Eversole, Deshad Fishburne, London Maxwell, Aubrey Sharper, Peyton Tootin, Rayana Washington, and Kelly Willard. I'm so sad none of our students were able to make it tonight, but please let them know that we are extremely grateful and extremely proud of them for what they've done. And we would like for our instructors who are here on the front row, please stand to be recognized. I want to say thank you to you two ladies for the extraordinary job that you do in preparing our students for such a needed profession. And I know I've said this before, but my daughter went through the CNA certification program when she was at Colleton County High School, doing extremely well now. So I thank you all for all that you do for our students each and every day. This is an amazing list of students, and every year you always have, at least 15, 20 students who graduate from your program. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and please give my regards and the board's to your students. Thank you so much. Okay, Chair Nixon, this concludes our student and staff recognition for tonight.
Thank you, Superintendent Williams. As far as public input, I have received no information that we have any public making any input. None? Okay, thank you. Moving on then to new business. Have we any new business to cover? Seeing none, moving on. Superintendent's report. Effective leadership supports learning and optimal performance for all students. Superintendent Williams.
Okay, thank you, Chair Nixon, again. And if you would turn your attention to the screen, last week I shared highlights from the proposed sixth grade restructuring town hall meetings that were held. And this evening, I want to provide an executive summary with data and a recommendation for you for your approval tonight. So first of all, you will see on the slide the sixth grade restructuring objectives, and the 5 main objectives for this proposal were to first maintain or increase our student enrollment. And as I said last week, we have a plethora of parents who are very concerned about the size of our current middle school, and just concerned about other perceptions that are in the community concerning our middle school that I can say publicly, I think are some misconceptions. And I know that our leadership that's there at the middle school, they're working very, very hard to change those perceptions in the community. But we found that we're losing students when they go from 5th to 6th grade. So we want to maintain our student enrollment. That's the main objective. The second objective is to reduce the size of the middle school. The third objective is to provide for less bus travel in outlying areas. The fourth objective is to provide academic and developmental benefits. And the fifth objective is to create social and emotional stability. The department impacts. After meeting with all of our district departments to include academics and operations, the impact for both departments would be very minimal. And I'll give you an example. The leadership teams at each school would now, at each of our elementary schools, would now need to expand their curriculum expertise to include 6th grade. In order to support our teachers more effectively and lead those PLCs more effectively. This is not a major impact because our school leaders, with the support of the district teaching and learning team, are very capable of this adjustment. This particular proposal is designed to maintain and increase our student population, and this will in turn assist the district in losing less revenue. So when we lose students, we lose revenue. So if we maintain our students, we will lose less revenue. This slide just basically includes all of the dates and the times for all of our town hall meetings that were held. And then not on that slide, we did meet with the band teachers this morning at the middle school. We met with the 3 teachers that teach currently at the middle school, in addition to our high school band director. We met with them this morning. And then you can see on this slide, this just gives you an indication of about how many participants participated in those town hall meetings. The attendance wasn't as high as we wanted. Overall, we had maybe about 110 participants there, but we had a mixture of parents, we had students, we had community members, teachers, staff members, principals, board members, and district and school staff. All right, now this slide gives the results from the surveys, and it indicates that the vast majority of the attendees found the presentation at the town hall and the voice-over presentation that we placed on the website to be very clear. So about 87.9% of participants said that the presentation was clear. On this slide, the results from the surveys indicate that the vast majority of attendees were very comfortable, either very comfortable or comfortable with restructuring the 6th grade to the elementary schools. So this was the parent survey that we gave, and about 81% was comfortable. 21.4% was somewhat comfortable, and 8.6% was very uncomfortable. Based on the research and based on the need of our district to maintain student enrollment, my recommendation is to move the 6th grade from the middle school to the elementary schools. However, before the board votes and ask any additional questions you may have, I would like to provide some additional information concerning our GT program and our band program, because I know there were some questions and concerns concerning that. So with our gifted and talented program, and I want to say this for GT and band, that the district intends to offer our students the same opportunities that they have now. With this restructuring, we do not intend to diminish what our students are receiving. So with the GT program, and Ms. Hyman is passing out some data there, but you'll see some test scores there. I didn't put it on the slide, and Linda, I do need one to speak from because I didn't bring mine. Do you have an additional one? You don't? So if you look at the data, and if you look at the ELA data for grades 3 through 5, you'll see on that very first handout, first page, you'll look at our gifted and talented program. That's the fourth column over. And it shows you the percentage of students that meet and exceed expectation in our 24-25 school year. The red is Colleton. The blue is economically disadvantaged students. The green is students in the Low Country, and then the gray is statewide. So as you can see, for 3rd through 5th grade in ELA, we had 100% of our gifted and talented students to meet or exceed expectations in ELA. And if you look at the next page, you'll see 6th through 8th grade ELA. You'll see that our gifted and talented students, 86% of those students met and exceeded expectations, okay? So you can see that the students meeting and exceeding expectations were a little higher in our 3rd through 5th grade than they were in 6th through 8th grade, okay? And then if you look at the math data, it shows the same results. In our 3rd through 5th grade math, we had 94% of our gifted and talented students to meet and exceed expectations in the 24-25 school year. And then if you look at the second page, it shows you math 6th through 8th grade. We had about 50% of our gifted and talented students to meet expectations. So after looking at this data and reflecting on that, our recommendation is going to be, the administration is going to recommend that we consider continuing the pull-out program for 6th grade GT just as we have in our elementary schools. So I just wanted you to have that data just for a reference point. Okay? Are there any other questions concerning GT that you might have? Okay? All right, so if you go to, let me get my slide here. If you go to the next, if you look at the next slide, as I said, we did meet with the band instructors this morning, and we had a very good conversation with the 4 band leaders, and I think Mr. Finnegan is here this evening as well. Some of the things that we discussed, and there were some concerns about equipment, not having the equipment at the elementary schools, and we reassured our band directors that if the board decides to make this move, that we would have the equipment at the elementary schools that's needed so that we can have a sufficient band program. We also talked about the fact that the band program could begin in 5th grade. However, just to give you some numbers, there are 7 staff members that are certified in instrumental music throughout the district. There are 4 band staff members assigned to both middle and high school band programs, with 4 additional elementary music educators available. And this is a team that can create a substantial and beneficial band program for the 7th grade entry. So basically what I'm saying is we have well-qualified staff members that are certified in band that can work together. And I think when we left the meeting today, we talked about, not having all of the answers right now, but we would work together as a team to see what other schools are doing that has kindergarten or pre-K through 6th grade configuration to see how they are working their band program. There are other pre-K, and I just said that, but there are other pre-K through 6th grade schools in the state that have band programs that we can visit. And currently there are 79 6th graders who are in band, 40 7th graders, and 13 8th graders in the middle school band program. So based on these numbers, in grades 7 and 8, we could have 1 or 2 of our band staff members available for teaching band at the elementary schools, and we also have music teachers at the elementary schools that are qualified to teach as well. So it's just a collaborative effort of us working together and just figuring it out. With anything new that's changed, I know it's a little, we can be a little nervous about that, but I just want to let the board know that I am a avid band supporter. I went through the band myself, and I know the importance of having that program for our middle school through high school students. So I just wanted to give you that information, and if you have any additional questions that I might answer, I can certainly entertain those questions now.
Superintendent Williams, the band of blue is very important to me. A lot of the opportunities that I've got even in my adult life are because of the band of blue and the connections that I made there. So I have great concern about the possibility of moving band to the elementary school. But I guess one of my logistical questions would be, I understand that we have room in our elementary schools, but where are you going to put band in elementary schools that it's not going to disturb any other classroom?
Well, I can't answer that question, Mr. Irwin, right now. I do know that our buildings and grounds, and I don't want to put you on the spot, Mr. Simpson, but I do know that there can be sound barriers that can be installed that can help with some of that. We haven't really talked about the location. All of those logistical things will be talked about, as I stated before, if the board approves this to move forward. But I'm sure that we can work out some solutions for the sound, and I do understand your concern. Mr. Simpson, can you give any information concerning that for me?
Just to add on what Superintendent Williams said, we would work with all of our building principals to make sure we provide adequate sound barriers. And also in music rooms, we know that we have to have the sound dampering, such as that's on the back wall there. Make sure all of that is installed. And again, we don't have exactly where they would go, but I'm sure that we would be more than happy and adequate to be able to fit them in our current elementary schools. So again, we would just work with what we have currently and make sure that we are meeting everybody's needs.
Any other questions? Hearing none, moving on.
Ms. Williams, I just wanted to ask about the GT teachers. Would we, you might have said this, will we have sufficient amount if we spread the sixth graders, back at their home schools?
Yes, ma'am, and we would have to, look at certification areas as well. But from my understanding, we would have sufficient. Just nod your head. We would have sufficient. I just wanted to make sure with Ms. Hamilton, we would have sufficient certified teachers to make this move.
Superintendent Williams, I know we had the opportunity to talk about the cost effectiveness when we first started to talk about this. And we've talked in the past about potentially what this may or may not cost us. I know that we were looking at trying to save money when we first, could you maybe explain to the citizens how we would be able to save money, or if there would be any added expenses as far as added teachers or costs going into this?
Yes, sir. So as I stated before, this particular plan was, this proposal was to save our student population, because when we lose students, we lose money. So I think for every student that we lose about $7,000 some odd dollars, roughly. I can tell you, and the board does know that, from our 45th day count so far this year, we've lost $1.7 million. And that's because we've lost about 200 and some odd students. So if we try to maintain our students, then we won't lose as much money, which will in turn be a cost savings for the district. I can't give you specific numbers of how much we would save, but just knowing that losing 200 and some odd students has cost us $1.7 million, that lets us know that if we can maintain our kids, we won't lose, or as Dr. Bagley says, bleed money. And that's the main purpose of this. When I sat in some of the town hall meetings and listened to some parents, there were parents, and I hope Miss Allen doesn't mind. Is she still here? She's already left. So she had, I think, the most parents that attended the town hall meetings, and she had a lot of parents online as well who attended. And I know I talked to some parents that were there in the audience, and they said that they were going to move their students if this was not a proposal that was, being looked at. They had already stated that they're going to move their students. And I think, Ms. Allen, please correct me if I'm wrong, but you've also had some requests for records already too. And, there's so many options that, students and parents have We're not just losing students to one entity, we're losing students to several entities. And I don't want to say the entities because I don't want, to put a stigma on any one entity, but we're losing them to different entities. Whether it's homeschool, whether it's virtual school, whether it's a charter school, whether it's going to another district and going to another academy. I mean, we're losing those students. So, providing some stability for our parents to know that their children can stay in that environment that they've been in now for 5 or 6 years, I think creates a safety net, and it creates a safety net for the district as well.
So, and I do completely understand that concept, and I could see why they would want to keep. My question would be, at what point would we not lose those students? If it's middle school that we're trying to avoid, the parents are trying to avoid their students to go to, well, then they have to go to 7th grade. So how would we tell our parents that by making this change or adjustment, what would make this a better middle school?
So, very good question. And, we did have that question asked during our town hall meetings. It was said, okay, so if we don't transition those kids now, then when they get in 7th grade, they're going to have to transition. Well, that is true. However, those kids are more mature because they've had another year to stay at the middle school. And, I have been in constant communication with our middle school principal about just the benefits things that would benefit our middle school from having a smaller student population, such as there could be an increased academic focus, because now you've gone from 900 students to about 600 students. So now you can really put your focus on the instructional programs that are going on there. You can have good, clear pathways for 7th and 8th grade students. Just a greater ability to accelerate and advance learners, which the middle school is doing a lot of that now. The middle school has instituted Saturday school to help students who may be struggling. The middle school has instituted ELA labs. The middle school has instituted math labs. So those things can be enhanced and increased with a smaller environment. To have more targeted intervention and enrichment for our students. Mr. Peoples is thinking about a different configuration for the students that would be there, our 7th and 8th grade students. So he might utilize the building in a different way to create more leadership type opportunities and different things for our students. So, it would be just behaviorally, they could really work with the smaller group of students on their maturity and social development. So there's lots and lots of advantages and lots of creative things that can be done to make our middle school better. And I can say this, we have to start one step at a time, okay? So we're asking for 6th grade to stay at our elementary schools. Next year, you might want to look at doing something else creative. I'm just a firm believer in let's do one thing, do it well, and then next year, Mr. Aldridge, district team, can think about what can we do to enhance our 7th and 8th grade even further. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right.
Superintendent Williams, I wonder, do we have the data of the 200 plus students that we've lost? How many of those we lost because of the 5th to 6th grade transition?
We do, but I don't have it. Is there a way to get that data? If not, if we don't have it tonight, I can certainly send it to you, okay? You have the numbers? Okay, we have the homeschool numbers, but I know he's asking for, well, that is losing students too. I think it was, 69? Could you hear her?
Yeah, but my question specifically is how many kids did we lose from the 5th grade to the 6th grade? In other words, if we're saying that we need to keep 6th grade in our elementary schools because we're losing all of these kids who don't want to go to middle school, how many, what is the actual number that we have lost because of that? I understand there are other reasons, and kids are pulled out in different grade levels and different things. So just in that one segment that, hey, I'm pulling my kid because I don't want them to go to the middle school, do we have that number?
So I don't, but I can certainly get that number for you, Mr. Irwin. I don't have the number. So if we look at enrollment numbers, our middle school at one time had about 1,200 students, and now our middle school has 900.
Right, so the decrease has already taken place, so what's the reason of pulling 6th grade out since we've already lost 300 from what we once were?
Mr. Chairman, if I may ask Ms. Williams, you know,
Sure.
I can appreciate this effort to, and we've recognized for years, as Mr. Irwin just mentioned, you know, that between 5th and 6th grade, we lose students from the transition to elementary to middle, and then oftentimes from middle to high school can be a period of transition where students and families make different decisions on where they are going to school. So I appreciate this. I think that there are a lot of positives. I just want to make note that I think our band and GT programs are two areas of diversified instruction that our district does very, very well. So as you mentioned, this is really a you know, a hard understanding for us all to consider, you know, instruction in different ways. I think that the hardship right now in understanding is we do recognize that this is attempted effort to maintain our students within our district. However, it was originally, the discussion began on the intent to save money.
Yes.
And so I think we need a better understanding of facilities and understanding if we are reducing the middle school by 300 students, how do we make that building smaller, which is an issue of our middle school. It is the reason, a primary reason for a number of our families not wanting to go there because the school is too large. It was built for, you know, older students, and there's too much independence. And so it is a difficult area to manage, and we know that. So I feel like we need more information of how we are going to change the middle school so that, as Mr. Savager did mention, you know, there's still going to be a transition. So we may capture that student for an extra year, but what are we doing to ensure that student graduates within our district? And I think that is a bigger piece to the puzzle that we need to better understand. Also, we were talking about saving money, although with the keeping students and the money that we will continue to get from the state, we obviously continue to receive that revenue. But
Right.
we need to look at what are we saving by making this change. And I don't see significant savings. I do hear sound buffers, that's expense. The GT program is going to need additional instructors. We may have what we need or what the state says we may have, but we don't have what our students need.
Right.
These high flyers need to stay high flyers. They're dropping when it gets to middle school. Our band program has a number of GT kids in it. It's a combination of really great instruction that we have to continue to maintain. Does our band program need additional instructional staff? So those are additions. So this is more of an addition than a subtraction.
Right.
That I see at this point. Lots of benefits that I think our district will receive with this consideration, but I do think that we're going to have to make some investments to really make sure that it is done well.
And I appreciate your remarks, Ms. Whitkin. I just wanted to just make a correction in one thing that you said. But if we look at our ELA and our math scores, our gifted and talented students are scoring higher in the 3rd through 5th grade than they are in the middle school grades. So I just wanted to make that correction, but I completely understand. And I just want to say that we, you know, we did this exploration, and, you know, it's up to the board if you want to move forward with this or not. I'm just basically bringing you the information, bringing you the data, so that the board can make an informed decision.
Any other questions?
Ms. Williams, I might have missed it, but just talk to me a little bit about the athletics as far as our middle school programs with athletics, if we were to make a decision to move.
Okay,
Sixth
so I'm
grade
going to
to
ask
elementary.
Dr. Myers to come up, but I do know that middle school sports does not start until 7th grade, so I'll let him speak.
So the high school league does not recognize or allow 6th grade students to participate in middle school sports or varsity sports, which is also one of the reasons that they're not developed enough. If you've ever taught middle school, 6th grade kids are drastically different than 7th grade. Ms. Bozeman can testify to that. They're different personalities altogether. When it comes to keeping the 6th graders at the middle school, how it's going to benefit the athletic program is working with the rec center. We can now go back to what it used to be, which was 5th and 6th grade can now create their own elementary teams, different sports, different seasons, and then feed right into the 7th grade where they can participate in middle school sports. Because right now 6th graders are lost. We do lose kids to other schools where 6th graders can participate in private school sports, Christian school sports, depending on the organization. So we do lose students just for athletic purposes.
Any other questions? Hearing none, please. Continue.
So at this time, I recommend to the board to relocate our 6th grade population to the elementary schools.
Chairman Nixon, I just would like to say before we entertain any motions or anything, I think there are still a lot of outstanding questions that need to be answered before we vote on moving forward with this.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion, this is how I feel personally, that we continue exploration. I think we've had good discussion and good questions. But as we voted in January, pre-K through 6 elementary restructuring, just to consider everything on the table for what's best for our elementary students, pre-K through 6th grade is my motion.
I second it.
It has been moved and properly seconded that we consider pre-K through 6th grade. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, just to be clear, that is for continued exploration.
Yes.
You know, I think Ms. Williams presented a lot of great information, working to keep our students within our district with lots of great ideas. It just needs some further clarification before consideration.
Mr. Chairman, if we just keep continuing moving over and over, same thing, when we going to take a step forward to make things work? I mean, they have went through this, they did all the legwork that they need to make. I think we need to make a decision and move forward, or don't move at all.
If I may, Mr. Nixon, address the concern that Mr. Murdoch brought up, and that is that this is a continuation. There is no intent to halt progress, and I think it's good information. The main information that was presented this evening, though, I think was really in the bulk of what would the community like and what they have given us as feedback. And I think me, as a board member, I'll speak for myself, is you needing more of the information. Mr. Irwin asked about the numbers and that we lost last year, trying to get some sense of what the middle school will look like in this transition. We have a better idea of some of the things that will be done to the elementary schools to accommodate 6th graders, but we need some middle school statistics and numbers to fully support the effort moving forward. Still positive in that exploration.
Well, we have a motion that has been seconded, and so we have to vote on it. So those in favor of continuing exploration into the K through 6th grade transition, please raise your hand. Okay, those opposed? It is a 4-3 vote, so the majority wins, so we will continue exploration into the K through 6th grade.
All right. And I do have, if you look at your screen, because at the last board meeting, I think, Ms. Whitkin, you asked about other options for other grade levels as well. And so we do have that information. Your screens are not working. So, okay, I will get you a copy of this information since we're going to continue. I'm not going to go through it, but we have explored some options for other grade levels to include pre-K, kindergarten, and other grade levels, other configurations. So we will continue that configuration, study, and we will get back with you. But I will make sure that you get this because your screens aren't working, okay?
Mr. Dixon, may I ask a question of Ms. Williams? And that is, if you were to, as you continue to explore, when is it you need to have an action by the board?
Well, truthfully, the action needs to come as soon as possible. We're in the budget season. We're getting ready to issue contracts soon. So as soon as possible.
I'm not sure how long you need for the information you need to gather, but Mr. Nixon, I would offer a special call board meeting if necessary to take and further explore the information Ms. Williams has to present.
Okay.
I see no problem with that. We will have to set a date. We can discuss that in executive session.
Okay. All right. That ends my report, and I do have some overnight field trips for your approval.
Okay.
So we have, I think it was 5 field trips that were sent to you in your packets. And the first field trip, trip number 4552, the date of that trip was March 5th to March 6th. It's the Skills USA competition. The trip sponsor is Brian Wilson. There are three students and 1 adult. And this is an automotive competition for our students. And then trip number 4560, this trip is March 15th through the 16th. This is the Skills USA South Carolina Barbering Competition. The trip sponsor is Raquel Bryan at TCTC, 13 students and 2 adults. And then trip number 4475, the dates are February 22nd through the 23rd, and this is a field study exploration student barbering competition as well. There are 8 students and 1 adult. It's a National Association of Barber Boards of America conference, and it provides student barbers, barber instructors, shop owners with educational information about the industry. And then trip number 4554, the dates are April 29th through May 1st. This is the basic leadership training in Paris Island, South Carolina. The trip sponsor is Mr. PR1 Chris Hutchins, and the number of students 40, and the number of adults 3, and we'll need to get 1 more adult there. Then trip number 4556, April 29th through May 2nd. This is the National Career Development Conference. And the trip sponsor is Sean Johnson. There are 20 students and 2 adults. And this is for our JAG students from around the U.S. They come together for different competitions.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we approve the 5 overnight field trips as presented.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we accept these field trips, approve these field trips as presented. Any discussion? If I may, Ms. Williams, I do have one question. You did mention that you're going to have to get another chaperone for that one.
Yes,
Okay.
There's one that needs 1 more chaperone.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Just thankful for those teachers and students that are willing to take the extra initiative. I know they'll grow greatly from those opportunities.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of accepting the 5 field trips as presented, please show positive sign. Thank you. Any opposition? Seeing none? Very good. Moving on, please. Human Resources.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening, Ms. Hamilton.
You all have my report. I don't have any updates. I am able to answer any questions you may have. Right.
Any questions of Ms. Hamilton?
Thank you.
Hearing none, thank you. Moving on to the Finance Report, Ms. Barrett.
Good evening, board members,
Good evening.
audience. I don't have anything additional for my report, but if you have any question, I'll be glad to answer any question from previous time.
Any questions? Ms.
Pardon me, do we have the dates for our budget work sessions?
We're still working on that. What we are in the process of doing is scheduling meetings with all of our principals and our district level leaders, and then after we meet with them, then we will schedule those dates, probably the first or second week in March. I'll say the first or second week.
Can I request, please, a revised sheet of the budget work session so that as board members, we know the work that's being done prior to the proposed scheduled date of the board work sessions? And that is helpful for us to know what's going on.
Most definitely. We can get that to you.
Any other questions?
So that first Monday in March, that's tentative, Ms. Williams?
Yes, we
Okay.
gave that, so that's a tentative date. When we gave that last week, there were some conflicts
Okay.
that were on that sheet that we were not aware of, that there were other meetings. So we've scheduled our policy committee meeting. We tried to get that done. And there was another meeting, I think, that our capital projects meeting. We scheduled those two, and I think I put those in the last board update
Okay.
that I sent to you on Friday.
Okay.
I sent those dates. So we have those. Now we have to meet with our department leads and our principals, and then we'll be able to give you a better date soon.
And board
Okay.
members, you will remember that I did text you all to look into those 2 extra meetings.
Yes.
And most of you responded, okay. Nothing else, Ms. Barrett? Thank you very much. Moving on, please. Academics and student affairs. Our core purpose is teaching and learning. Dr. Cordelia Jenkins.
Chair Nixon, School Board members, Superintendent Williams, good evening.
Good evening.
You have a copy of my report to include updates from our transformational coach support, from technical assistant from the State Department. I can entertain any questions at this time.
Any questions of Dr. Jenkins? Hearing none. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Operational management. A safe, secure, and positive environment will be conducted for teaching and learning.
Yes, thank you, Chair Nixon. Tonight, we have an introduction, and I'm going to ask Dr. Myers to come forward to make this introduction.
Good evening, Dr. Myers.
Good evening. I'd like to take a few minutes to recognize a new hire we have in the district. Head football coach position was posted, and we received over 76 resumes. I believe it was 55 official applications from 13 different states. We went through about a 3.5 to 4 week process to finally nail down our next head coach. Our next head coach is Mr. Bradley Adams, who's here with his wife, Jennifer. He's a South Carolina native, a proud Loris High School grad. He'll tell you that in a heartbeat. He's a Newberry graduate. He has a master's in secondary education specialist, certificate in educational leadership, over 22 years of coaching experience on the high school and collegiate level. He's been a head coach at Georgetown, Union County, and Woodruff. He's the winningest coach in Georgetown high school football history. He's also been athletic director at Georgetown and Union County. He's currently the athletic director at Buford High School. He's had playoff appearances 13 out of his 15 years as a head coach. He's won multiple region championships and also served as offensive line and offensive coordinator for the North-South All-Star Game in 2021. He's currently finishing his contract in Beaufort County as the Beaufort High School athletic director, while also trying to find time to be here 1 to 2 days, 3 days this week, so he gets to know our kids, our staff. He's in the process of going through multiple interviews pretty much every day, trying to build a staff for our 2026 Cougar football team. And at this time, I'd like to introduce you to our new football coach, Coach Bradley Adams. If you'll just stand up. He's also certified in PE and social studies, and he'll be a PE teacher at the high school.
Excellent. Welcome, Coach Adams. Any questions for the coach?
Mr. Nixon, I hear Mrs. Adams makes really good chocolate chip cookies. Thank you for taking good care of our kids.
That you shouldn't have told us, because we're trying to get our summer bodies ready. But
Thank you.
any other questions, comments? Thank you very much.
Yes, I do, Chair Nixon. I do have two announcements. First of all, the ratio for the field trips for high school is 1 to 15, so we don't need another chaperone for that trip.
Okay.
Okay. And then I also wanted to announce that the district has a newly implemented student registration page on the district website. So if you go to the district's website and then go to the menu bar, and then from there choose student registration, and everything student registration is located in one area. And I just want to thank our communications team, Ms. Hyman, Ms. Roy, and Ms. Frank for making that happen.
All right. Thank you very much. As we have no board members who are not with us, there's no need for us to consider anyone electronically during our executive session. Do I have a motion that we move into executive session?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we enter to executive session only to discuss the 3 topics that are listed: discussion of employment matters, student release and admittance, discussion and receipt of legal advice on property, contractual matters, safety and security.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we move into executive session to discuss those 3 matters. Any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor? Unanimous consent. We are now in executive session.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we enter back into open session.
It's been moved and properly second that we enter back into open session. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? We are back in open session. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion we adjourn. Oh, excuse me, I apologize.
Mr. Chairman, if I may make a motion to accept the student releases, item number 1.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve the student release, item number 1. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Any opposition?
I abstain.
Okay. 6 yea. Did you
The first was
oppose?
the kindergarten.
The first was the kindergarten? Oh,
Yep.
First kindergarten, okay.
okay.
So unanimous decision?
That was, there was
I'm sorry. Oh,
I oppose.
I'm sorry, one opposition.
No, I'm for it. The kindergarten, right?
Yes.
6,
Yes.
okay, 6 for, 1 against.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
go ahead, that was it.
Please.
Is that complete? Okay. And then, Mr. Chairman, if I may make a motion to accept the student releases, item number 2.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we accept the student release, item number 2. Any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor? Any opposition?
I abstain for the
One
family.
abstention. So 6 yeas, 1 abstention. Any other news, any other business?
Chair Nixon, I do have one announcement. I just wanted to remind board members about the Educator for a Day event that will be held tomorrow. We will have community persons come in to our schools and visit our schools and see some of the great things that are going on. And then we will have a luncheon at 12 o'clock, and we invite you to come and have dinner, have lunch with us, and meet our educators for a day.
Wonderful. Any other discussion? Yes, for the good of the community. Hearing none, do I have a motion?
Make a motion we adjourn.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we adjourn. Any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor? We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, I'm going to work on my schedule, Darren. I'll be in touch.